Hello, greetings of peace, love, and happiness, beautiful, tenacious, unstoppable souls all over the globe. Welcome to Chilparco International's Chilparco Education. And today we are going to be enjoying this wonderful learning experience with the one and only Madam Jeannie Rapstad, all the way from the United States of America. And now we don't have to tell you much because you've probably heard her in our shows earlier, and she was just dynamite, especially on the Wit and Grit show when she talked about her tenacious, witty tales. I think that was absolutely awe inspiring to everyone. But yes, to tell you all, Madam Jeannie is a comedian. She is a pitch trainer. She has her own Jeannie Rapstad Limited company, and she is trying to, propagate the art of communication to all professionals in all sorts of fields in her wondrous way. She's a comedian as well. I told you, she's an author. She's a brilliant, she has a way with words. Now, what do I tell you? I mean, I am a big fan of her social media posts because she posts such fantastic pictures, art pictures, and I am such a big fan. Sometimes I wonder where she gets them because she has a picture to match every mood. And the kind of write-up that she does along with that is enough to pep up someone, put a smile on someone's face, which we also believe in. That Chilparco International, spreading smiles, positivity, enhancing self-worth, sanguinity, to make the world a beautiful place to be in. And how do we do that? Fueled by the power of the seas. What are the seas? You can see them on, on the screen. At the back, my back, at the back of Madam Jeannie. Madam Jeannie is actually, I would say, I mean, her name is Jeannie, but I would think that she's also a genie, Genie, because whatever you ask her, she has an answer to that. And that is what puts a smile on my face. And I'm sure it's going to put a smile on yours. Today, my lovely friends all over the globe, we will be learning about entrepreneurs pitch training. Now, this is so important, how to be a successful one, how to actually talk about yourself in a way that someone does not get irritated, but someone wants to know more and more about you. How can you present yourself as an enigmatic personality rather than being too opinionated about yourself and sounding too imposing, too intimidating? How do you actually do things in style, with panache, with class? Subtle nuances of your how do you talk to yourself, how not only to yourself, but how do you talk to people, how do you communicate to them, what are those important factors? All this and much more. Even I'm going to be learning a lot from Jeannie Madam today. This is what we're going to learn from her in her entrepreneurs pitch training classroom today at Chilparco International. Welcome, Jeannie Madam. I love your hat.
Thank you so much. I have been wearing so much red because that's the color of the Christmas season.
Christmas, yes.
But today I thought I was trying to blend in with your plant background here, so to have this
Okay.
green, healthy look going on here. Thank you so much for inviting me. I really love talking about entrepreneurship and the pitch coaching that I do for entrepreneurs. And so I'm going to show you my slideshow in just a few minutes, but I would like to do kind of an introduction into why I love this so much, because I am an entrepreneur myself. I have my own little small business, Jeannie Rapstad Enterprises LLC, which provides educational and entertainment speech programs. And I became involved in teaching entrepreneurs how to improve their pitches around 2019. And
Okay.
some of the people that I was working with, helping them make a better presentation, they started winning money.
Oh,
And what some
wow.
people won big money, like state level $80,000. But
Oh,
throughout our program over there at Purdue University Northwest Commercialization and Manufacturing Excellence Center, they have hired me from time to time. We have like a season of the pitch competitions. And what we found is that a lifetime people have gaps in their education, because you see, unfortunately, in the United States, we don't teach speech communication to every single student in every single class across the country. When I was teaching at Purdue, I found that less than 15% of my college students had ever given a speech on any topic in high school, social organizations, at church, or their place of worship. No, so they had no skills. So then they get into college and they take a required class required by the state of Indiana, which I was teaching at the time. And I
Mhm.
found that I really needed to help them because it's very hard to write and rehearse a speech when you don't have basic skills. And this was the
Right.
same situation that I encountered with the entrepreneurs. And so they would say, Jeannie, no, just let me get my product developed and then I'll learn how to speak. No, this is simultaneous growth. You learn how to pitch your product at the same time you're developing your product. This is not something you wait to do later. And fortunately, the people at Purdue really agree with that concept. So we started the pitch workshops. And
Wow.
and so I started working with the entrepreneur in residence, whose name is Mont Handley, and, and he works directly under the vice chancellor for commercialization research at the university. So we came up with a curriculum, and basically, I'm going to walk you through a little bit of what we needed to do to get going. But there is a process that we start. We open the workshop up to everybody free because it is funded through grants. So I'm
Okay.
paid through grants, and so the entrepreneurs can just come for free. But we look at the entrepreneur's concept of what is their product, what is the viability of this product. And then we look at them as people, entrepreneurial viability, like I just discussed. Can they pitch their product? Do they need some help? And then their intellectual property viability. Is this something that we can get a patent on? Or is this something like in my case, it's basically copyrighted through the Library of Congress? So we know that we cannot go and make public disclosures of our invention until we have protected the intellectual property rights of the inventors. So that's very early in the process too. We make sure that we protect them through maybe a provisional patent application, or we put out some kind of a trademark on the business.
Mhm.
And we do customer viability. We also, Mont Handley is very involved in doing classes that assist entrepreneurs on doing the market research. Is there a market for this product that you're developing? And so I went through the customer discovery process myself. It was one of the most valuable things that I've ever gone through because, I can think a product is great and I ought to spend a lot of time and money developing it only to find out nobody in the world wants it. You see, this is the situation we have in the United States. Only 10% of the patents issued in the United States are ever commercialized because people went through all the time and money to patent an invention that nobody wanted. So this is one of the things that we try to help the entrepreneur with in the beginning too. Is this a viable product? Is this something you should be spending your time? And then we have the commercial manufacturing viability. Okay, let's say this is a product that sounds really, really good, but how are we going to manufacture this? And one of the services that Purdue, their ecosystem offers, is prototype development. So when I get the entrepreneurs into my workshop, they are either pre-seed, meaning they're really at the ideation stage. They don't have even a beginning prototype. They just have an idea, and we're going to start trying to develop that. And then we also work with the seed, where they have developed at least a prototype, or in my case, I actually have a business that generates income, so there's traction there. So the training that we offer the entrepreneur is multifaceted. We teach them how to do lean manufacturing. We do how to work, how to determine whether or not they're going to be able to handle this without any employees. They learn electrical training. They learn machinery training. They do all kinds of electronic safety if they're developing products that involve that. And they get some assistance with computer aided design, how to read blueprints, all kinds of wonderful things are offered through the organization there at Purdue. And so then we have me, okay? We come to me, and this is the pitch
इधर ले
master workshop. And that's what we call it, the pitch masters workshop, because they're pitching and they become masters at doing that. So right now I'm going to share my screen and we'll do a walkthrough of that, and then we'll talk some more. Okay, let me see. I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to
You're
go.
able
Oh,
to write, ma'am? You are?
am I able to write? What do you mean by that?
No, I said, are you able to share screen? That's what
Oh
I
yeah,
said.
yes. I'm doing.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. I can see it wonderfully.
Okay, now I'm going to open
Beautiful.
it up. All right. So I'm going to give you some tips for a great pitch. And I have become the speech genie. So I have the lamp of knowledge is a registered trademark with the United States Patent and Trademark Office for me. And my motto in all that I teach in terms of pitching or speaker coaches: write, rehearse, speak, succeed. Okay, so now in the world that we live in, video submissions are required for every applicant who applies to uh, be considered to pitch in a pitch competition. And at Purdue University Northwest Commercialization and Manufacturing Excellence Center, in the spring, they hold the PNW Big Sell. And I prepare the entrepreneurs for that one, but also the other big pitch competition in the state of Indiana is sponsored by Elevate Ventures, and the name of the competition is Elevate Nexus. And then there's another big pitch competition that we prepare them for, and that's Crossroads, Indiana, out of Bloomington. So during the course of their training with me, they have to learn how to make a video that introduces themselves, and usually they're 1 to 2 minutes, and that goes with their application. You see, just a
Jeannie,
couple of.
madam, there is a question that came from one of our friends. They said
Okay.
that when we promote our business, we have noticed that some people do a very long video. They talk so much, they talk about each and everything. Do you think it's advisable to talk about everything at the very beginning? Or, as you're saying, it should not be more than 60 seconds to 90 seconds, perhaps?
Well, we see it depends on the purpose of the video. If you
Okay.
are just introducing yourself to a pitch competition organization committee, then you want to follow their requirements, which is usually they'll tell you, we want a 1 minute introduction or we want two. Now, if you are meeting with venture capitalists or angel investors where
Mhm.
they need to know more about what you're doing, then you need to have a longer presentation to cover everything that you need to. But
Okay.
should be 6 to 8 minutes. I want to caution anybody about telling absolutely everything about their business to people who haven't invested,
Mhm.
because and also make sure that you have protected your intellectual property rights, because you certainly don't want to go around sharing all the ins and outs of your business unless you've protected yourself. Okay, that's one of the things. So that's the answer to that question. It would
Thank you
depend.
so much.
It would depend on the purpose of the video. Okay,
Mhm.
that would be it. And so we have to learn how to make our own videos. And I actually learned how to make my own videos in Zoom, or you can hire somebody that can do that for you. But I really encourage everybody who is an entrepreneur to learn how to make videos. And there are all kinds of tutorials free of charge on YouTube that you can learn how to tape a video, how to edit it, how to put music behind it, how to do all kinds of things. And there are many out there. I recommend the videos by Kevin Stratvert. I've watched several of his and worked several, and I recommend them because he speaks very clearly and very completely. Sometimes when I'm watching one of these training videos, the presenter thinks that I have a deep background that I don't have, and they skip over things. So I like Kevin's. because he really does step by step from the beginning. So that's one of the first things that you're going to need to learn as an entrepreneur, how to put together a short video. And then I want you to understand everything that you do in terms of promoting your business, the expectations are high. Competition is out there. You must have a very high expectation of your own performance and your own development. So if you see that you need help in a certain area, then get it for yourself, because you are going to be expected to be competent when you start applying. Get professional help when you need it. Sometimes you need technical assistance like I have, get it. Either hire somebody, go to YouTube, find a video, or you can go to your organization that is sponsoring your pitch competition, ask what they can do for you, but definitely get the help if you need it. There's no point in struggling. And here in Indiana, and I don't know, this may be the case where you are too, there are many organizations that assist entrepreneurs, and they're funded through state programs and federal programs. So it's no cost to you. I have gone to some of them myself,
Oh,
Indiana Small Business Development Association. I go to SCORE, which is a group of retired executives, and I reach out because when we're developing a business, we need teamwork, and maybe we don't have a team because we're just a solopreneur. So we
right,
have to create a team by asking help from other people. And when you start presenting your application to a pitch competition, please make sure that your content meets the event requirements. You see, and on the website of every organizer, they're going to tell you, we want this, 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 and this. And they don't mean do whatever you want. They mean, we want this, this, and this. And if
right.
you have questions about something that they're requiring from you, contact them via email and say, could you please clarify this point for me? Because I don't quite understand what you mean by that. So this is something that I really must stress. Go to the website, read all of the criteria, because you can be eliminated for not meeting their requirements. Okay, so most pitch decks contain 10 slides at the most. The pitches generally are from 6 to 8 minutes here in Indiana.
Mhm.
I don't know, you would check that out with whatever pitch competition that you're applying for. But the very first thing you want to start with is your title slide. Let everybody know who you are, the name of your company, put your logo on there. So it'll be your company name. I like to use a nice photo of myself because it helps people remember who you are. I put who I am, Jeannie Rapstad, MA, president of Jeannie Rapstad Enterprises, LLC, creator of the speech Jeannie, and there I have my registered trademark right there on the page. The
Absolutely.
next thing that is often required, and once again, when you are dealing with the pitch organizers, they have an order that they want the slides in. So sometimes they may not bring the team into maybe slide 6 or 5. So always follow their instructions. But here is a generalization. They want to know who your team is, who is helping you. And when you're a brand new startup, oftentimes you have only yourself and maybe somebody who's representing you at the Small Business Administration, or maybe it's Jeannie Rapstad who is helping you in a pitch workshop. So maybe that's your entire team. And then the next thing that you want to address is the problem that your product or service solves. See, there's no point in inventing something that's not needed. So sometimes some of the entrepreneurial gurus call the problem the pain. What pain is society suffering that they need to have your product as a solution? And so you want to be very clear about this. You want to be very specific. This is what my product or service does for, the consumers out there. And that brings you into our solution. So here is the problem that the society has, And my product addresses it and solves it in this way. Okay, now we also want to tell potential investors the size of the market, because it's hard to get funding if your product only addresses the needs of a niche market, a very small number of people. So you may have a more difficult time getting funding if the investor doesn't see that they're going to get a return on their investment. They want to know, how can we scale this, and how is this going to make money for me if I give you the money? So we have to do some research on the market size. And once again, I'll mention the customer discovery program that I went through. And what I actually did is I went out and interviewed people. This is my computer learning platform. This is what you can find there. Is this something that would be helpful to you? And they'd say yes or no. In my case, everybody said yes, it's a good idea for me, and I would like it. Another thing that investors want to know is, who is your competition? And that's very important, that you know who your competition is. I mean, you need to go and Google who is doing whatever it is that you're doing, whatever product you're manufacturing or whatever service you intend to offer. Who is doing this? Because you need to know what they're charging for that service, how close it is to what you're doing, be able to differentiate what your product or service brings to the table that's not available currently on the marketplace. So this is important, and you need to keep up with it, because things change in the world day to day. So you should at least be checking monthly to see who is doing whatever it is that you are doing, because new products are entering the market all the time. And then you need to spend some time on your business model. What, how do you intend to control the growth and development of your company? Now, in my case, I have subscription as a service. That's my business model. And so it was easy for me to go online and find other SaaS companies and see what they do on their website to set things up. But maybe you need a little bit more in-depth help. So perhaps this will be something that you could address with your small business association to help them, ask them to help you develop a business model that will work for you. And then we have our marketing and sales. Now, I want to caution people on this particular slide. If you are a startup and you have basically no money, don't put on your pitch deck that you are going to be spending $20,000 a year in advertising. Because where are you going to get the $20,000? And that's going to be the question that the person who is listening to you is going to ask themselves. They're here trying to get $10,000 from me, and yet they say they got $20,000 to spend on advertising. How's that going to work out? So I want you to always be real, because it
Right.
makes you credible. If
I think
you
this
do,
is very wonderful. Always be real.
yes, because people who know what they're doing can see through you. If you,
Right.
you don't have any money and you're pre-seed, that means you're just in the ideation stage. The chances of you having a large amount of money to spend on advertising in your first year is just nonsense. So don't
Right.
even put yourself in that situation where you lack credibility. But
Hmm.
it's always nice when you start making sales, when you get to seed, that you can report that in the pitch competition, that, my sales are growing. Last month I had $500 in sales, and I'm anticipating 750. By the end of the year, I expect to be having $3,000 a month. Be real about those predictions as well. Because remember, you're talking to professionals, people who invest for their livelihood. They know what they're talking about, and they'll be able to assess your credibility. So always keep it real. And then on your last slide, you want to tell them what you want. And we call that in pitching the ask. You're offering $10,000 prize. I'm asking for $10,000. And I intend to use it for prototype development, or I intend to use it for product development, or I want to use that money to hire a tech advisor, whatever your desire is. I'm asking for this, and this is what I want. This is just really important that you tell them. Sometimes they have very strict criteria. Elevate Nexus here in Indiana is very strict about how you use their money that they get from their investors. The big sell doesn't care what you do with the $10,000. Just spend it on your business, and they don't ask for an itemization. So this is another example of what you have to have correct information from the competition organizers so that you can meet their criteria. Now, they may also ask for an executive summary. And this is important if you are attempting to, become the next Google. They want to know who's your team. And sometimes with us solopreneurs in the beginning, we don't have a core team. We have people who are advising us, like my intellectual property attorney. She was on my team. My video production person, because I made 8 educational videos, which are on YouTube to support my product. So I had that person on my team. I had Mont Handley, who was my financial advisor. I had my lady from the Small Business Administration, Judith Cardenas, who is also my business and financial advisor. So I listed those in my executive summary, that these are the people that are helping me get this off the ground. And once again, in the executive summary, we talk about the problem and how our product or service solution is the solution to that. We discuss once again market size and competition and business model. All of this should go on 1 page or 2 at the most. They just want you to do a quick summary, item by item by item. Because if they are interested in you, they are going to wait until the pitch competition to hear more information on each one of these topics. So milestones to date, number 8, what have I accomplished to date? And what do I think I will be able to accomplish in the next year, in the second year, and in the third year? And these are, of course, speculation on your part, because they're going to be based on, criteria that's out of your control at the moment, whether or not you get the funding you need, et cetera, et cetera. But you should have some kind of plan that you can demonstrate to other people so that they know that you've thought this through, that you actually have a goal and a successful plan to reach that goal. So you should definitely spend some time putting that down on paper so that you can discuss it, off the top of your head, and also put it in your executive summary. Now, the executive summaries are often required by various groups of people, so you should spend some time putting them together. Elevate Nexus only wants 1 page. Crossroads Indiana will take 2 pages. So the point that I'm making to you is keep it tight and concise, because this is not the story of your business or story of your life. This is a moment in time of who you are, who's your team, what problem you intend to solve, and what your milestones are today. When you start rehearsing your pitch, and the organizers will tell you how long a pitch you need, like here, when the P&W Big Sell, they want 6 minutes. And that's what you need to give them, because you can be penalized or even eliminated from the competition if your pitch is too long. Elevate Nexus wants 8 minutes. So this means you give them 8 minutes. And so every organization has its own criteria, and you should really follow it to the letter. So when I have, I'm teaching people, and when I've been in competition, I always advise them, if it's a 6-minute pitch, finish at 5 minutes, 50 seconds. Time it, so you don't go over, all right? And I keep a rehearsal log, and you should keep a rehearsal log. That way you cannot kid yourself. If you are preparing for a pitch competition and you have only rehearsed your pitch maybe 6 or 8 times, not enough. That is not enough. When you've rehearsed it 35 to 40 times, you are in the neighborhood of being enough. So keep a rehearsal log. Simple spiral notebook is all you need. And that way you can't kid yourself about how prepared you are. Rehearse your technology together with your pitch. And this goes for when you're doing your taping of your video, or when you're rehearsing your pitch and you have technology that you are going to be using, or you're going to be demonstrating with your prototype, whatever you are going to use to make your point, rehearse with that technology, rehearse with
Mm.
your prototype. Don't wait until the day of the pitch to decide to start using your prototype in your presentation. Rehearse with it. I want you to always use good diction, because sometimes we Americans, we get a little bit lazy and we use gonna, gotta, wanna, I'm a ya.
Not only Americans, I think many people all over the globe, they use this gonna,
Gonna, gotta,
let's,
I
we
gotta,
gotta, let me, instead of saying let me, it's be let
yes.
me. So, I think you're very right when you bring this up. This is important.
And believe me, we do not want to sound folksy when we're
Yes.
going to ask people for money. What
Yeah.
we want to sound as professional as we possibly can. We want to
Right.
sound professional. We want to look professional. We want to behave in a professional manner. And so that means gonna, gotta, wanna, I'm a ya. Forget those. And same thing, don't drop the gerund. I'm having a
Yeah.
good time talking to you while I'm selling.
Right. Oh, this
No,
is
no,
common, Madam Jeannie. This is something, you brought this up. This is so common, and I've heard the best of them eliminate the gerunds.
yeah, yeah. And I am telling you that it makes a difference. When
Yes.
the judges are observing all of the contestants in the competition, or even if you've gotten to the point where you're now meeting with a panel of venture capitalists or angel capitalists, they have seen a lot of professionals before them. And so
Yeah.
they're going to look at you like you're not so professional if you're having a good time talking, selling, and no, no, don't even, please, I'm begging you. I want you to dress for success.
Absolutely.
This is a look that you don't want to take into a competition.
Not at
You
all.
want to go looking like a professional. I'm telling you, it makes a difference. It really does. I want you to present your most confident, poised, and enthusiastic self. If you are not an outgoing person, you're kind of on the shy side, lacking a little bit of confidence, you have to get over it. If you even have to practice shaking hands with people, glad to meet you, so nice to do it. Do it, because it means a lot. If you're trying to get money out of somebody for your business, you must present yourself as somebody who can take this money and do well with it with your business. Don't present yourself like somebody who has no chance at all of success. So this is part of your training. If you don't know how to do this, then you need to practice. Practice with your friends, practice with your family. Nice handshake. So happy to meet you. Whatever. I'm telling you, it's important. When you get to the ask, tell them what you want. If the competition is for $10,000, you tell them, I am respectfully requesting $10,000 because I'm trying to hire a tech consultant and I've received a quotation for $9,000. Whatever, because the ask is going to help you make your dreams come true. Now, sometimes I've made presentations where I was not asking for money. I was asking for some kind of marketing advice, or I was asking for a technical advisor. I've done all kinds of it. I've asked for money. I've asked for tech advice. I've asked for market research assistance. And these are the kinds of things that will have a different ending. If you're asking for money, you're going to do it in a certain way. If you're asking for technical expertise, you're going to attend to that in a certain way. Now, the stakes are high in a competition. Everybody is going to do their best to win that money. So you owe it to yourself to put in the time it takes to make a great presentation. The stakes are high. Just keep telling yourself that whenever you start getting lazy. The stakes are high. Look at your rehearsal log that we talked about earlier in the slideshow. And you're looking, oh, I've only rehearsed my speech 10 times. Not enough. Tell yourself stakes are high.
Right.
Now we're going to come to the pitch workshop that I am
Wow.
part of at Purdue University Northwest Commercialization Manufacturing Excellence Center. So I am so happy to be part of this economic ecosystem that is directed toward local entrepreneurs, Purdue students, and now this year we are adding veterans. So the entrepreneurs that have been working with me at Purdue come from all backgrounds. They have all kinds of products, food products, apparel products, carbon monoxide detector products, all kinds of things. And they, as you can see, they're a very diverse group. So the one thing that I'm happy to talk about in terms of the program at Purdue is that we have measurable results. Women and minority entrepreneurs fare well above the national average in winning our competition here in Indiana, whether it's the P&W Big Sell, Elevate Nexus, or Crossroads, Indiana. Women and minorities have done very well in the state of Indiana. Over the past few years, Purdue CMEC clients have won 602, you see that right? I can't say it for some reason. 600,200 pitch
I
competitions.
can't say numbers either.
Which,
Oh God.
which was
This the
impressive.
numbers have already scared me. Oh wow.
Well, this is sad when you have a master's degree and you can't say 600,200.
Numbers
But
was never my cup of tea anyway. I don't know.
but they have taken this money and
Uh-huh.
they have generated $6 million in those
Wow.
companies. So we have a very good track record from our ecosystem here, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Of the 3,000 startups who applied for assistance from Purdue, 300 are still actively pursuing their business development because you can't win if you quit, right? So
Absolutely.
you've got to stay there. All right, here we are. Now this year we are adding U.S. military veterans to the workshop. We have found that many people who muster out of the service at retirement are looking for something to do. They have a pension. They decide they want to be in their own business. And so we are adding them to the workshop. And this will culminate in a really large vet pitch, what they're calling now, for $20,000 in Indianapolis at the end of August. And I am very proud to be a part of that. So I'll be working with the veterans and I will
Great.
there at Rally Innovation in Indianapolis during the vet pitch. So I'm really, really excited to be a part of this.
Oh
It's a
yeah, you have a lot on your platter already.
and so I want to thank you for your kind invitation to present, and I'm going to stop the share right now, and we'll go to some questions.
Wow, that was amazing. I love the minute, detailed way with which you took us from one point to the next in a very systematic manner. I think that is what is important. Many of us, what I've felt is that they skip points. They just want to go directly there, so they start something, they have this dream, they say, oh, I want to earn money. So they don't look at the nuances, they don't look at the little details, but they go jump straight to the utmost. And if they don't, they get depressed. They get
Yes,
depressed. They start complaining, they become nervous wrecks, and they start blaming everyone and anyone and anything and everything. What do you have to say to this, Madam Jeannie? Because I've seen a lot of such cases.
I think you're really right, and it's because you see maybe they don't have the opportunity to go through a program like I present, because when the people come into my workshop, a lot of them are completely and totally new to this. They
Right.
know absolutely nothing. They don't even know what a pitch deck is. So during the workshops, I show them pitch decks. I show them how it works. But if they don't have the training background, then they need to seek it out. I am happy that I'm part of the ecosystem here and that Purdue offers this training free of charge to people. But I also take advantage of things from the city of Hammond. I have gone and taken training programs on my own, learning about how to become a preferred customer of state and federal governments, how to take my business into the marketplace in a different way than I had been thinking about. You see, sometimes we just say, well, I'm going to sell it online. Well, how? What
Yeah.
is your plan for that? How do you plan on marketing that? And recently I went to a really great seminar talking about how to do online marketing. So all of your entrepreneurs, especially if they're solopreneurs, so they have no team at all, it's just them, they need to understand that they have to educate themselves at the same time they're doing product or service development. Otherwise, there is no hope for success. How,
Right.
how can you possibly succeed at something that you know very little about? Be open to learning. Seek
Right.
out
I love this
help.
line. Right. Be open to learning. You know what, Jeannie, madam, this is also one problem. Many people, the ones who become entrepreneurs, they think that, oh, they've been there, done that, they know a lot, and now they're capable enough to start their own startup because they don't want to be working under anyone. They want to be their own bosses. But they don't realize they probably don't have enough training because you see, we all are good in something, but we cannot be good in everything. I think this is one thing that many of us, we just take for granted. So how are we going to, if we meet such a person who feels that he or she knows everything? So how do you get it into their mind that, you just cannot start something without, like you said, you have to go through all the various points. You just cannot think that you know everything about it, like you just now said. But it's very difficult to break mindsets.
Yeah.
How would you advise, I mean, people, who are very difficult to handle? Or how do you train them, rather?
I'm going to give you an answer that you may not be happy with, but this is one thing that I have learned through a lifetime of teaching, and that is you can't teach somebody who doesn't want to listen.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have encountered people in various places and classes that already think they know everything. They don't need your help. So, in which case, fine, I'm not going to push myself off on you. But the first time they fall and they can't handle something, then maybe they start looking for somebody. Maybe, oh, I remember that lady Jeannie said blah, blah, blah. So I'm telling all of you who want to start your own business, you don't know everything. You're only one person. It's very difficult for a solopreneur like myself to develop content, to market that content, to answer emails, to blah, 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 blah. I need help and assistance. And also, I need some gaps filled in. That's why I personally reach out to whatever free programs are out there. I have paid people to help me when I've needed the help. I just recognize that this is running a business is very, very complex, and you have to wear many hats. And until you can start hiring staff, you are going to
Yes,
have
you
to
have
learn
to
how to
wear many hats.
yes, here. But the
Yes.
thing is, you cannot expect yourself to know every single bit about running a business. Do you understand payroll taxes? Do you understand income taxes on a corporation? Probably not. So you're
Right.
going to need some help. Do you have any kind of accounting system that is flawless and easy for you to keep track of receipts and expenditures? Probably not. I went through a QuickBooks program so that I could learn some things. So I'm just telling everybody who wants to be an entrepreneur, reach out for help. I mentioned that in the slideshow. If you need professional help, get it, because you would be a very unique person if you knew absolutely everything there was to know about running a business just at jump. You are going to learn as you go along, and you're going to need some expert help and assistance and guidance. So I just say, get it.
Wow. One more question. I mean, what do you think are the common hurdles or challenges that, uh, an entrepreneur faces, especially a solopreneur? I know you've mentioned a lot, but I know I would like to ask it from your experience. Was there any other thing that you faced and then you sort of got to the bottom of that thing? You behaved like Sherlock Holmes and said, let me get to the bottom of this. And actually found out and actually managed to wriggle your way out of it. So I just wanted to know your experience, because experience someone has actually gone through inspires people even better. I
Right.
know it inspires me.
I'm going to mention two things, but they're basically the same thing.
Okay.
You have to keep yourself motivated because entrepreneurship is not easy. There
Yeah.
are disappointments, there are setbacks, and you have to believe in your product or service and yourself enough to keep going, because you will never, ever succeed if you quit. You just
Right.
won't. And one of the things that I have learned from my workshop goes back to the same point. The people come join the workshop because they want the support of other entrepreneurs. You see, I have actually worked with people whose spouses do not support their entrepreneurial dream. The spouse, why are you wasting time on money on that stupid thing? This is what they say.
Oh my
And
God.
so the entrepreneur sometimes needs a support system to help keep them motivated. And so they join my workshop where they're around other entrepreneurs who are getting some success that they can share with them, that can encourage them. Because you see, when I win, you win. Because you say, oh, gee, she did it. Look what happened to her. I can do that. I can do that. So, and another thing that I do, and I hope that this doesn't sound silly or trite to any of you, because this is really, really important. I keep a file of motivational quotes, and
Oh
I look at,
wow.
and
I
sometimes
do
when
the same.
yeah, sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit low, I
Yeah.
go to my file and,
Just
self encouragement, success. I have a whole file on don't quit, don't give up. I have a whole file on that. And I go and I look through it and it perks me up. And then I tell myself, yep, Jeannie is absolutely right. If you quit now, then you can never achieve everything that you want. And being an instructor, it's important that I stay motivated because I need to motivate other people. And one other
absolutely.
thing that I want to leave you with, and when I was in grad school, which was not that long ago, because lots of things happened in my life, but I found I was caregiving my mother who was an invalid, and I was going through breast cancer, and I had all kinds of things going on. And sometimes I felt a little overwhelmed, and I wasn't attending to business. So discipline is really important for anybody who wants to succeed. I typed up this little sign that I put above my computer, and this is to me, directed to Jeannie, but I shared it with other people and they said, yeah, it resonates with me too. And this is what it says: motivate yourself or be miserable. Procrastination is self-inflicted punishment. Get it done. So
Right.
whenever I have that moment where I'm feeling lazy or overwhelmed, I look at my little sign, get it done.
Get it
And
done.
you can take that a little message from me into your heart too. And if you need to motivate yourself sometimes from time to time, just tell yourself procrastination is self-inflicted punishment. Get it done.
Done. Get it done. Yeah, absolutely get it done. I loved listening to this. This so much after my heart. And you have a very fantastic style. A person is deeply, totally with you from the very first word you spoke till this
Oh,
very moment. So that is something which is so incredible and ingenious. And that's what I've always noticed, whenever I've interacted with you. And it's been so wonderful to be learning so much. And hopefully, many beautiful souls out there will definitely learn, especially if they're lifelong learners. I mean, this is something for everyone, anyone, everyone, anytime, any point of time, they can just take up, they just, decide to themselves, listen, I've got this passion. Why shouldn't I create it into some kind of a startup or a business of my own? How to go about it? Well, if they listen to this video and they listen to that last line that you said, get it done. No procrastination, because that's self-inflicted punishment. I think that is going to work magic. It's like that, like I said, Genie, Jeannie is equal to GENIE.
Thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate that. Thank you for inviting me here to share my thoughts on the matter. And I love helping entrepreneurs because there's a spark in them that you don't see in just common wage earners. There's a
Yeah.
dream.
Because
And
they're
I
working with their passion, right, Madam Jeannie? They're
yeah,
working with their passion. And when you're working with passion, then there is that spark. Your face
yeah.
just lights up, it's like twinkling. It's like it's a little sizzling. What do you call sparkling, mesmerizing? So I think that's the wonderful point. But yes, thank you so much. And you know what? Please do block the dates. 14th of Feb, I guess it is. If it's an online, it's an offline event as well. So if you could come to India, nothing like it on the 8th of March or the 14th of Feb. But otherwise, we'll also do an offline, online thing as well. So I couldn't think of any program without you, because you are part of our team. You are our core team, tenacious team. And I wanted to take this moment, this platform, to also introduce you to everyone as our matron, as our inspirational leader, as our communication coach, especially entrepreneurial coach, Madam Jeannie Rapstad, all the way from the USA. Madam Jeannie, that was the place where I started my education. So New York, USA holds a special place in my heart, because my very first teacher was Miss Greenberg. I remember her till date. And the way she used to get my curiosity, arouse my curiosity and creativity, giving me blocks, giving me clay, giving me chocolates, and telling me, oh, Alka, you can do this. Come on, girl, come on, move, move. I was a little bit on the, people used to call me Little Lotta. And she used to say, no, 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 you can do this. Go out and play hopscotch. I still remember. It was so much fun. So, USA, I just love it. Hope to be there soon. But if you are planning to come to India, it will be wonderful.
I would love to someday, and maybe we'll make it happen. But before we go, we have to get a nice screenshot. Okay,
Oh,
ready?
yes, go ahead. If you're taking it, then you can share it with me as well.
Yeah. One, two, three. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here so I don't lose it. Okay. Just like it. Okay. There we go. All right, now I'm back. Okay. Yay! It came out good.
Yay! Oh wow, this was a first.
I
But that's
I
that's your spirit, GD Madam. So now I'm going to be asking you favors whenever there are programs. I'll say, Madam Jeannie, please take that screenshot. Ask
thank you.
everyone to put on their best smiles, so that we can get this wonderful smiling happy faces. And hopefully in 2024 the world will be a happier place. Everyone
Yeah.
will be peaceful, everyone will love one another, everyone will have good feelings and positive vibes for one another, because I think at the end of the day, that is what matters.
Well,
Sometimes we just lose the essence. What do you say?
I think that most everybody really wants peace on earth and that people to get along
Yes.
together. And hopefully we'll get closer to that as the year goes by. But I have a lot of plans for 2024 myself. And for your viewers who you mentioned that I'm a comedian and actress, next year I will be marketing. In fact, I already have one booking, my Jeannie's Hat Parade show. I
Oh,
already I already market Jeannie Rapstad presents comic sketches, but I am a hat lover and a hat wearer, and I've put together a program that I've presented once before, and is all about the history of hats, how to tell what
wow.
That looks good on
We could
you.
have it. We could have it on our online program where you talk about that. I think that would be wonderful for everyone.
Yeah,
It'd
no,
be
that would,
wonderful.
I'm going to start marketing it for March and later on, especially here in the United States, we do Easter parade kind of
Oh
hats like.
yes, Easter.
But
Hmm.
anyway, that's coming up in the year, and as I mentioned to you, vet pitch in Indianapolis at the end of August, and a special benefit. And I'm bragging about this now because when I got the letter inviting me, I absolutely cried. But I'm going to be uh, part of at the head campus of Purdue University, which is in West Lafayette, Indiana, the Women's Forum. And so I will be part of a group of women graduates of Purdue that will be speaking. And it's a sort of a motivational talk, and I'll be talking about my lifelong learning and, working through my master's degree, taking care of my mother, and while going through breast cancer and all these other things.
Right. I
As
remember a bit of our talk when we did the Wit and Grit show.
yeah,
Right.
that was my storms. It was what we
Yeah.
talked.
Yes.
But I'm going to be talking about it for an hour, my journey through life, and hopefully to encourage people. But I was so excited when I was invited to participate. I actually cried. I
Oh.
actually cried. So
Oh.
2024 is going to be a very good year for me. And now I'm going to be
What's your sun sign, Jeannie, madam?
yeah, I'm a Virgo. I was born September the 8th.
Oh, yes, I remember you telling me that. You're a Virgo, you were born. So do catch my, all the personal year numbers and everything on Instagram or on YouTube. You'll find them there also. And whenever I have a special one will go for you. But I can take out a special card for you. What is that special message? Um, I don't know. It's just coming to me. And if my deck is here. No, it's just a moment.
Okay.
So I've come with this beautiful deck.
Okay.
Can you see it?
I can.
Okay. So I am going to be shuffling this and I will take out one card. You said your birth date is September 8,
Yeah.
2000. Oh no, sorry, this is 2024. Going to be, but I don't need your year. September 8, and you're a Virgo, and you are Jeannie Rapstad. Okay. So here's your message card. Let me read it out for you
Okay.
with my glasses on. Okay, so it says in big words, be positive. And your thoughts, it says that you have got the most ingenious of thoughts. And if you give power to your intentions, if you manifest whatever it is that you really want, everything will unfurl like a beautiful story in front of you.
Oh, how wonderful. That's so encouraging. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, I'm going to take that advice and stay positive. I actually do try to stay positive because it makes you healthier. It makes
Yes,
you look
yes.
better. And thank you for that, though. I appreciate going into 2024 with that message. Thank you
But
very
I
much.
will ask you to join my live on Instagram. I hope you'll get the knack of joining Instagram lives as well.
You, you
Remember the last time?
you know what happened last time? I joined on the telephone, and so then when because before I just had it on my computer. So then we had that fiasco of me trying to join your broadcast. I could see you, but I couldn't join you. And then a couple of days later, I get an email from Instagram saying somebody tried to use another device to access your Instagram account. We didn't let them. They were
Oh,
talking
that's you.
they were talking about me on my phone. And so they were really
So
proud
did you
of
tell them
themselves.
that it was you only using your phone?
Well, no, they said if this was okay, then you don't need to respond. But they were so proud of themselves. We stopped them.
Oh, that's what I said. That's what happens, that's what happens. But hopefully
Yeah,
it won't happen this time. So whenever we
yes,
do that, I will ask you to join, or maybe we can let's see, I'll plan out something. And for the Virgos, I will ask you to join because you're a Virgo.
yeah.
So when Virgo season, when we're doing Virgo, I will ask you to join. And
When
have a
I'm,
wonderful year, Jeannie Madam. And we're going to be meeting super soon again,
thank you.
continuously meeting, because you're part of us. We're together. We're a happy family, and whenever there are some programs or plans, we're going to be taking your advice now. So thank you so much, and it is
Thank,
wonderful to be having you. And I can already feel the positive energy and the positive vibes coming from you. I can feel it. Though we're so far
thank you
away
so
from
much.
one another, I can still catch them.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All
I,
right.
I appreciate this so much. And till next time.
Till next time, yes. And to everyone out there who watched this, please do make a comment. Please do share what you felt best about. And if you have any more questions to ask Jeannie Madam, please do get in touch. And yes, till the time we meet again, take good care of yourself. Stay happy, stay blessed. And yes, it's a beautiful life. Remember, you are unique, you are unstoppable, and you are super tenacious. Thank you so much, Madam Jeannie.
Thank
Lots of
you.
love to you and lots of love to everyone. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.